The Zodiac Killer, America's most mysterious serial killer. In the late 1960s, a chilling series of murders began to haunt Northern California. The culprit, who called himself the Zodiac, taunted police with cryptic letters and ciphers, creating a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. In this video, we'll explore the Zodiac Killer's murders, the cryptic messages, and the long hunt for one of America's most notorious serial killers. The Zodiac's first known attack occurred on December 20, 1968, in Vallejo, California. High school sweethearts Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were shot and killed while sitting in their car. There were no immediate suspects. On July 4, 1969, the Zodiac struck again, shooting Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau while they sat in a parked car. Mageau survived the attack and later described the shooter as a man wearing a hood and dark clothing. The Zodiac had a chilling pattern targeting young couples in isolated areas. His attacks were brutal, calculated, and often carried out with a gun. What made the Zodiac different from other killers was his need for attention. He contacted police and media to claim responsibility, taunting them with riddles and codes. On August 1, 1969, three newspapers, the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald received letters from the Zodiac. Each letter contained a portion of a cryptogram that he claimed, if solved, would reveal his identity. The Zodiac demanded that the newspapers print the cipher, or he would kill again. The first cipher, known as the 408 cipher, was cracked by a schoolteacher and his wife. It contained a disturbing message. "I like killing people because it is so much fun." However, the cipher didn't reveal his identity as promised. Over time, the Zodiac sent more letters and ciphers, some of which remain unsolved to this day, including the infamous 340-character cipher, which was only cracked in 2020. The Zodiac didn't stop at cryptic codes. He continued sending letters to the media, describing the murders in detail, mocking the police for their inability to catch him. He also gave himself the nickname Zodiac and started using a crosshair symbol as his signature, further creating a sense of mystery and terror. After one attack, the Zodiac called the police to report his crime, adding another personal and terrifying element to his murders. He seemed to enjoy the control he had over the investigation. As the Zodiac's letters and murders gained media attention, fear spread across California. The police were under immense pressure, but the Zodiac remained elusive. One of the most famous Zodiac murders occurred on October 11, 1969, when cab driver Paul Stine was shot in the head in San Francisco. Unlike previous victims, Stine wasn't a young couple, and this attack took place in a more populated area. Zodiac later sent a piece of Stine's bloodstained shirt to the police, claiming responsibility. Over the years, several suspects emerged, but none were definitively proven to be the Zodiac. Allen was a prime suspect. He was known to have an interest in ciphers, wore a Zodiac-style watch, and had a disturbing history. However, no physical evidence, such as fingerprints or DNA, directly linked him to the crimes. Another suspect, Kane, was identified by a surviving victim and had a criminal background that raised suspicions. Dykowski was a journalist who some believe could have been the Zodiac, based on similarities between his life and the killer's timeline. Despite extensive investigations, none of these suspects were officially charged, keeping the Zodiac's identity a mystery. Despite decades of investigation, the Zodiac was never caught, and many of his ciphers remained unsolved for years. His case is one of the most baffling in criminal history. The Zodiac may have claimed as many as 37 victims, although only 5 are confirmed. The Zodiac Killer has inspired countless books, films, and documentaries. His ability to evade capture, combined with his cryptic messages, has turned him into one of the most infamous serial killers in American history. Even though it's been over 50 years, amateur sleuths and law enforcement agencies continue to search for clues, hoping to finally unmask the Zodiac. The Zodiac Killer terrorized Northern California with a brutal series of murders, cryptic ciphers, and taunting letters. Despite an extensive investigation and numerous suspects, his identity remains unknown. Will the Zodiac Killer ever be caught? Or will his identity remain one of the greatest mysteries in criminal history?
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories.